What is going on, guys? The Inside the Boot podcast, and today we have a New York Rangers post-game pod. A little bit late, a little bit few days after, but the Rangers win 6-0 over the Pittsburgh Penguins in a dominant victory for the Rangers. The Rangers are going to be a good team this year. I think we know that, and the Penguins just aren't going to be. And I'm not saying that just because it's one game. I'm just saying that because of speed and goaltending and all sorts of that coaching. I'm not saying Mike Sullivan's a bad coach, but I think what Laviolette has with the New York Rangers is much better than what Mike Sullivan has in Pittsburgh. Tristan Jarry is not a good goalie. He plays goaltending like he is a fish out of water, and that's not what it's going to take to be a good goalie in the NHL. And I don't think Tristan Jarry is a very good goalie in the NHL, but the Rangers come into this game and they score quick. They get 3 quick goals in all the same period, I believe. They get a goal called offside from Will Cooley, so Rip Capo's assist. But a lot to like about this game. Panarin gets the point. Jacob Trouba starts the game off with a shot that's deflected by Sam Carrick, the new Ranger that was acquired in free agency. And something about Jacob Trouba that we need to see is points and good play. And I think we saw that in Game 1. A lot to be played, but good things to see from the captain of the New York Rangers. And Jacob Trouba had a busy offseason, right? He was nearly traded to Detroit. Then they couldn't trade him. And just a big offseason for Jacob Trouba. So what does he do? He puts up 2 points in his opening night, and what better to do it against the Pittsburgh Penguins in your own division? It was only Game 1, so we could see Pittsburgh get better, we could see the Rangers get better, but something to see and something to monitor is 2 contracts for the New York Rangers, right? The New York Rangers tried to offer Igor Shesterkin a deal that would pay him the highest amongst NHL goaltenders at 8 years, $11 million per season, so a total contract of $88 million. Igor said no. So a lot of Ranger fans are questioning. A lot of Ranger fans are asking me what I think Igor Shesterkin is going to get. It's going to be tough because I think that number, it's going to increase of $11 million. I think it's going to be around $11.6, $11.8 million per season for a goalie. I think it's just going to be under $12 million in my opinion. And now I don't know if they go shorter term with this. I don't know if they go 5 years instead, like 5 years, $12 million per year. But cap is going up. You don't really see goaltending contracts over $10 million. The last one we saw was Sergei Bobrovsky for the Florida Panthers getting paid, and he just won a Stanley Cup and had a great playoff performance. And if there's anything about Igor Shesterkin in playoffs, he shows up, and he shows up big time for the New York Rangers, and that's something that the Rangers need, because if they didn't have Igor, they don't beat Carolina, and I don't think they keep it as close with Florida, because Florida did end up winning the Stanley Cup and gave the Rangers a run and ultimately beat them. But in regards to Igor Shesterkin and the other contract, Alexis Lafreniere, I think both are going to be Rangers. I don't think any of them are moving on. Igor Shesterkin's a great goalie. The fans love him. The team loves him. And with Alexis Lafreniere, they have seen a potential superstar in the making. We saw a big breakout, a lot of really nice goals in the playoffs. He has a really nice goal, a toe drag and a release 5 on Tristan Jarry, and that's just confidence. Ever since Peter Laviolette has taken over, Alexis Lafreniere is a completely different player. I believe he's got like 70 points, something like that, in like 90 games under Peter Laviolette. He is just a bona fide star turning into a superstar. And if they do give him a contract of $8 million per 8 season, which is what they're trying to project per Frank Cervelli, I think that's a good contract. I don't think he's going to get 8.5. I think it's more like an 8.25, $8 million deal. Regardless, I think that's a good contract for Alexis Lafreniere, And I don't know when they're going to give it to him. I don't know if it's going to be soon. I don't know if it's going to be like 20, 25 games in. I'm not sure. I think they should wait 20, 25 games in. But then you're like, well, if he keeps playing better, then his number is going to maybe skyrocket. And I think that is definitely the case. But I think if you're Chris Drury, and we know Chris Drury, out of all the GMs, he keeps things quiet. He keeps everything quiet. The Igor Shesterkin deal came out of nowhere, and the Alexis Lafreniere deal kind of came out of nowhere. Nothing's official. Nothing's official. No contract is official. But getting back to the Rangers, getting back to this game, not too much to talk about because it's only game one, so I can't really overreact and see this and see that. But a lot to like. Filipino getting a goal is huge, and the Rangers just have an elite 1-2-3 center, in my opinion, with Vinny Trocheck, Mika Zibanejad, and Filipino. I think that is known. They have an elite wingers with Panarin and Lafreniere. Chris Kreider doing his job, shorthanded goal, tipping the puck in, doing his job. Everyone pretty much did their role. Everybody played a very solid game. And I can only see this going forward, right? They take on Utah next, team that just beat the New York Islanders in overtime. So a lot to be learned, a lot to like. It looks like the Utah Hockey Club has something going. Dylan Gunther's a stud. They got a lot of good players over there in Utah. Of course, formerly the Arizona Coyotes. They migrate to Utah to see if things get better. And so far, a 2-0 start is definitely things getting better for the Utah Hockey Club. Waiting for a name, but they're going to be at the Garden, and we know the Garden likes to get rocking early and often. We'll see if Mika Zibanejad can get on the score sheet. We'll see how the team continues to play, right? I think something that I know for Peter Laviolette and his staff is that when this team's rolling, they're rolling. Now, it's only game one, so not much to be like, okay, already, let's focus on the playoffs. Now, this was game one of 82, so let's settle down. But a lot to like, right? Capo Caco skating well with Cooley and Hedel. Lafreniere getting a goal. I believe he got an assist as well, on a Chris Kreider goal. I'm not sure about that, but I think he had 2 points. And I think Lafreniere is destined to have 80 points this year and maybe a point-per-game player if he stays healthy and plays all 82. And I think that's what we would love to see at Alexis Lafreniere. The development is awesome. Now we've pivoted to Capo Caco, how his development is going to be. But regardless, as a Ranger fan, you got to love a lot. You got to love a lot about Game 1. And a lot of Game 1s were high scoring. Avalanche and Golden Knights had 12 goals combined. 8 for the Golden Knights. 4 for the Colorado Avalanche. I believe the Jets won 6-0, or they let a lot of high-scoring games so far, and we'll see how that transpires. Maybe goaltending gets worse. Maybe we don't know. But Igor Shesterkin, who we have talked about, had a shutout in his first game of the season, so that's good to see. 29-29, had some big pressure from Pittsburgh early on in those first 10. Rangers settled down. They got a goal, and they do it on the road. So that's even better. Beating Pittsburgh on the road is always a great sign. But getting into some statistics, really, Alexis Lafreniere did have a goal and an assist. Jacob Trouba and Panarin get 2 assists. And Filipino scored his first regular season goal since March of 28 in 2023. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it. Quick pod, quick post game. We're going to have more Ranger content on the Igor Shesterkin stuff, Lafreniere stuff, when those contracts are going to be. But that's going to do it for this podcast. Quick pod, quick post-game pod. It was a few days after. Figured I'd get it in now. But, of course, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and don't forget to tell your friends about this. Turn notifications on so you know when I upload these videos. But, of course, Rangers win 6-0. A bunch of goals from Lafreniere and Carrick and a bunch of other guys. Shesty gets a shutout, and it's always good to beat Pittsburgh early on. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.